at work and in life, it's not about what you get that matters, it's about what you give.
And Craig believes this: it takes vision to create change. Challenge yourself. Do something different. Stir up your soul. The only way that I know to be rich is to go out and to do something for other people. And when we do something for other people, that comes back to us many, many times over. Are we not rich? But yet we have it all wrong in this country. You see, it's not about what we have that makes us rich. It's about what we give that makes us rich. And when I started my project to interview and profile the real richest people in America, I went out and asked people all over the country, what makes a person rich? Well, for some people, it had to do with things. Knowing what they want. Someone told me they wanted a vacation home overlooking a lake. With a bass boat. Another person said they want an expensive SUV with a car alarm. Someone else said, I just want to work at home. And as someone who's worked at home for a lot of their career, let me tell you that multitasking is indeed overrated. And one day he went in to have an MRI, and he went in all clean cut and nice, went in the MRI machine, put in his teeth with glasses, messed out his hair, came out, looked at the technician and went, "Don't ever send me in there again." Took off running out. And so in honor of my friend Bill, I like to carry these teeth and glasses, and I think people in this world are terminally serious, and I think we can bring joy, in fact, extend our lives through laughter. And so in Bill's memory, I like to mess with people, particularly in the travel industry or teenagers who work at fast food restaurants. So I'll put on my Harry Potter glasses and I'll go into McDonald's. And I'll just stand there at the counter and just wait. And eventually, somebody will get the nerve to come up and ask me for my order. And at that time, I look up at the menu. I pull out a calculator out of my pocket. I empty my pockets of all the change on the counter and start counting it up. I look back at them and I say, you know, you've got a problem. Because I don't see corn on the cob anywhere up there. Head on out. Are you rich? I asked some of you that question coming in tonight. One person told me, no, I work for the MS Society. I'm rich. I'm rich because I have a family that loves me dearly. This is our newest addition, Ava Faye. Actually, I got this off of cutekids.com. Her teeth are coming in now, and it's a little bit awkward for the family. The other kids felt a little bit, well, they tried to join in too. And then the dog started complaining, so we fitted them in. What are the secrets to living rich? I know it's not a note-taking time, but I'll just summarize for you in this way. The reality is it's different for all of us.
Several years ago, I met a guy who works on a ferry in Northeast Florida. 84 times per day, that ferry crosses the St. Johns River. And every time any passenger has the pleasure of experiencing BJ, they see passion, they see service, and they see a love of people. BJ's richness comes through in his work.
You are so beautiful. Yes, you are.
We shot that in July in Florida. And so I asked BJ about that. He said,
Tim, I don't even let the hot sun beat me down. And when it's raining, I don't let the cold soak my energy. And in the wintertime, I don't let the wind take me down.
I said,
BJ, are you ever down? He said,
No.
Barbara Gilbert is a waitress. She works 3 jobs to make ends meet. She's a single mom with 4 kids and 3 foster kids. She cares about her work and she puts her passion into it. She cares about her community and she volunteers. And she cares about our world, where she single-handedly raised enough money to build 18 houses for the impoverished people of Jamaica. Barbara Gilbert is rich because she gives, not because she gets. When the participants in my program see the passion of people like BJ and Barbara and others in the presentation, they'll be inspired to bring that passion back to their work, back to their communities, creating a richer experience for everyone.
because I believe some of you tonight might be saying to yourself, I could never build 500 schools. I could never start an organization that would deliver economic aid all over the world. I could never host a Christmas party for 20 years as Tom Toohey has done. But what you can do, and what I can do every day, is be passionate about what we do.
When people leave one of my presentations, I want 3 things to happen. Number 1, I want them to give their best at work. Number 2, I want them to give their best to their communities. And number 3, I want them to give their passion to causes they care about. You know, it's not about Forbes' list, and it's not about the money and cars and all those kinds of things. It's about the experience, and it's about giving of yourself and feeling passionate about the causes that you care about. These people are rich in ways that money can't buy. They're rich because they give, not because they get.
Nancy Rivard was a flight attendant with American Airlines. At age 29, she got a phone call that changed her life forever. Her father dropped dead suddenly of a heart attack. And Nancy said, it was the most difficult moment in my life. Here was the person that I loved the most taken away from me in a flash. And Nancy, who'd been climbing the corporate ladder at American Airlines, involved in the social circles in Southern California where she lived, able to travel all over the world for free, had the life many would envy, decided to stop progressing the ladder at American Airlines and go back to being a flight attendant so she could travel the world. She spent 7 years on what she calls a spiritual journey. She went to Sri Lanka. She worked with the Hopi Indians. She volunteered with the United Nations. And she said that I learned that richness wasn't about having a nicer car or a bigger home or more money in my bank account, but it was all about giving. And Nancy does what so many of you are fortunate to be able to do, and that is you are to use your work as a mechanism to make the world a better place. What a noble calling. For the executive director of the association to place a phone call to a volunteer and tell them how special they are. You are the person who makes a difference in the lives of others. And that's my calling for all of you, is to figure out what you can do to give a little bit more. Margaret Mead said this, a small group of thoughtful people could change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And I believe richness is about one word, and that word is give. God bless you for the great work you do. Thank you for honoring me by having me here. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.